The Galactic Survival Academy stood as a monument to preparedness, its crystalline towers reaching toward the stars of the Andromeda sector. For 3 centuries, it had trained the galaxy's finest in the art of survival against impossible odds. Representatives from 400 species walked its halls, each bringing their own proud traditions of endurance. Commander Zixthar of the Valorian Empire stood before the assembled class, his chest plates gleaming with medals of survival. Behind him, holographic displays showed his triumphant emergence from the death voids of Kragnar, a feat only 12 beings had ever accomplished. And that, he declared, mandibles clicking with satisfaction, is how a true warrior survives. 17 solar cycles without food, 40 without water, and I emerged victorious. The class erupted in applause. Species after species shared their survival stories, each more boastful than the last. The Krillian instructor spoke of breathing vacuum for 3 minutes. The Dothreen cadet boasted of surviving temperatures that would vaporize steel. Pride filled the chamber like oxygen. Then the instructor's attention turned to the corner where the human delegation sat quietly. "And what of you humans?" asked Instructor Velmora, her translucent form shimmering with curiosity. "Surely your species has survival stories worthy of sharing? Your application files suggest remarkable resilience." The 3 humans exchanged glances. Private Chen looked uncomfortable. Sergeant Williams studied his boots. It was Dr. Sarah Okonkwo who finally spoke, her voice measured and careful. "We prefer not to discuss such things, Instructor." A confused silence fell over the auditorium. Zixthar's mandibles twitched in what might have been amusement. "Do humans have nothing to boast of?" "Perhaps your species lacks the—" "It's not that," Chen interrupted, then caught himself. "Sorry, sir. It's just, we don't tempt luck." The phrase translated poorly. Alien faces showed confusion, curiosity, and in some cases what appeared to be pity. Surely this was merely human modesty, that peculiar cultural trait mentioned in their profile. "Elaborate," Velmora commanded gently. Williams cleared his throat. "On Earth there's this concept. When things are going well, you don't talk about it. You don't celebrate too early. You don't—" he struggled for words. "You don't wave a red flag at the universe." "Superstition?" Zixthar's tone dripped with disdain. "Primitive belief systems have no place in—" "It's not superstition," Okonkwo said quietly. "It's pattern recognition." The room fell silent. Pattern recognition was the foundation of survival science itself. "Explain," Velmora said, leaning forward with interest. Okonkwo stood, her dark eyes sweeping the room. "Every human culture independently across every continent and throughout all recorded history developed the same practice. Different words for it. Knock on wood, don't jinx it, bite your tongue, but the same core concept. When you've survived something terrible, you stay quiet about it. Why?" asked a Krillian student, genuinely puzzled. "Because survival is never finished," Chen said. "The moment you think you've beaten something, the environment, an enemy, a disaster, that's when it comes back harder." Williams nodded. "My grandfather survived World War II, Pacific Theater. Never talked about it, not once. My grandmother asked him why years later when historians wanted interviews. He paused. He said, 'I made it home. Why would I risk reminding death where to find me?'" Nervous laughter rippled through some of the alien students. But Velmora wasn't laughing. Her species had survived extinction once. She understood something the others didn't. "Continue," she said. "Humans have a phrase," Okonkwo continued. "Pride comes before a fall. It's not just moral wisdom. It's practical observation. The moment a climber announces they've conquered a mountain, that's when the rope snaps. The moment a doctor declares a patient cured, that's when complications arise. The moment a soldier thinks they're safe, that's when the ambush happens." Zixthar finished, his tone changed. His metals suddenly felt heavy. "Exactly," Williams said. "It's not that we don't survive impossible things. Earth is a Class 12 death world. Everything there is trying to kill you. Weather that swings 300 degrees. Predators that hunt in packs. Diseases that evolve faster than we can cure them. Earthquakes, hurricanes, volcanoes, floods." He met the instructor's eyes. "We survive all of it. We just don't brag about it." "Because?" Velmora prompted. "Because we're still on Earth," Chen said simply. "Still surviving it. Every single day. The fight isn't over. It's never over. The moment we think we've won, that's when Earth reminds us who's really in charge." A Dothreen cadet raised a crystalline appendage. But surely sharing survival techniques, comparing achievements, this advances knowledge. We share techniques, Okonkwo agreed. Quietly, carefully. But we don't celebrate survival as if it's a permanent state. We treat it as an ongoing process. There's another reason, Williams added, his voice softer now. When you survive something that killed others, friends, family, strangers, bragging about it feels wrong, disrespectful, like you're celebrating their deaths instead of mourning them. The room grew very quiet. Zixthar looked at his medals with new eyes. Each one represented a mission where others hadn't returned. He'd worn them with pride, but had he honored those who fell, or had he simply celebrated himself? Velmora's form pulsed thoughtfully. The Academy has operated for 3 centuries on the principle that survival should be celebrated, broadcast, used to inspire confidence. She paused. In those 3 centuries, we've graduated 40,000 students. Survival rate in the field, 73%. She pulled up a new hologram. Humans have operated deep space rescue and exploration for only 80 years. Their survival rate, she stopped, checking the numbers again, 94%. Shocked murmurs filled the auditorium. How? Someone whispered. Williams shrugged. We assume everything is trying to kill us. We prepare for the worst. We don't celebrate until we're safely home, and even then we stay quiet. He smiled slightly. Just in case. Just in case of what? Zixthar asked. Chen's answer was simple, carrying the weight of a species that had clawed its way up from the bottom of the food chain. Just in case the universe is listening. In the silence that followed, Instructor Velmora began removing the celebration banners from the walls. The Academy had much to learn from human superstition. Or was it wisdom? Perhaps she thought they were the same thing. After all, humanity hadn't just survived. They'd survived without announcing it to the universe, and they were still here.